And I've been in both, and I really thought I was going to love a female dominated industry. However, that was the worst time I've ever had. Worst time. And it's just because like there's a lot of like
Female only gyms, female only bars, female only clubs, female only establishments. That's what they say would be great, right? That would be fantastic. It's funny though, because what you just heard and in the video that you're about to watch, it seems like that's not the preference of actual females who actually worked with individual females, people who are in the hierarchy of the company to whom they have to listen. But doesn't that kind of contradict itself? Because you all talked about how much you would rather males be over there and y'all be over here and it would be a utopia, right? That's what you said. But based on what this female who you're about to see said, that's really not the case. Let's listen to what it is that she had to say and we'll discuss it.
corporate hot take, but I'd rather be in a male dominated industry than a female dominated industry. And I've been in both, and I really thought I was going to love a female dominated industry. However, that was the worst time I've ever had. Worst time. And it's just because like there's a lot of like cattiness and like underlining, and I do like appreciate like, you know, men are more direct in the corporate setting, and there's not like this underlying like competition. Yes, there's still like competition, but it's clear. There's not this like shadow of, oh, I don't know, or, you know, like the cattiness. I do not like that. I can't have that in my everyday life.
Oh, ma'am. Oh, ma'am, the sisterhood. You better lock your doors, especially your digital ones, because the sisterhood is about to come for your freaking neck. You can't say stuff like that, man. You can't say stuff that actually makes sense, that goes against the sisterhood's narrative. Have you not met the sisterhood, especially digitally? Man, I'd be surprised if they haven't already got together and had 2,000 of them report your account, because they don't want you talking like this. Because you just said you'd rather a male dominated industry than a female one. Oh, that's heresy. That's doggone intersexual dynamics heresy. You can't say that. What? Are you crazy? Ma'am, go lock your door. Go lock it. Stop talking in the video and go lock your door. Because they don't like that. See, this female, she's been in both male and female dominated industries and thought that she loved the female dominated industry, just like all these other females, especially the raging feminists, feminists, want to call it that or whatever. But guess what happened when she got in there? She realized that it turned out that female dominated industry, but those people, as far as the leadership, those were the worst times that she ever had. Those are not my words, those are her words. Didn't she just say that? Worst times she ever had. And why do you think that is? You think this just coincidental? If that was the case, then why is it that male-male relationships have the lowest domestic violence rates? Male-female relationships are in the middle, and female-female relationships are like in the 70 percentile. Why do you think that is? Oh, it's because of what it is that she said she saw when she was being led by these females. What did she see? She saw that, first of all, males competition, she says, is clear. And what she meant by that is it's none of this catty stuff going around. It's really a simple meritocracy thing of this guy is better, this guy works harder, this guy gets the job, this guy moves up. Very simple. Males is just really clear. What did she say about the females? She said, with the females, it's a bunch of cattiness and quote unquote underlying competition. Now that's the bad kind about what she's speaking. She's not speaking the good kind, what she was saying about males. She's talking about the bad kind. And she said she can't have that in her life every day. Who the heck wants that in their everyday life? Do you? You don't want that in your everyday life. Doggone cattiness, having to look over your shoulder because you think somebody who's smiling in your face is going to stab you in the back. Calls back to that old school song, Backstabbers. Listen, females like this are the ones who need to speak the loudest. Why? Because instead of us having conversations about how people feel and what should be good in the whole nine, like the conversation the other day that Pearl Davis, just Pearly Things, was having with these people on this, I don't know if it was I think it was a UK channel. They were talking about the WNBA. She kept telling me, y'all don't make a profit. Now, the guy was trying to explain to her all of these little pieces of the puzzle. And I talk about this too, that go into the game. Like, okay, if we put more money behind advertisement, if we put people in these certain positions, if we give more visibility, then this would happen, that would happen. And I'm like, okay, yes, I understand that. Here's the problem. Even if you let somebody know that something exists, yes, because of the fact that there are more people knowing that it exists, it's of course going to get more people to watch it. That's just the numbers game, okay? That's just pure numbers. If I get 1 million people to see something, and before I had 1,000, and out of the 1,000 only 100 watched, if I get an additional 999,000 people to watch, of course the number is going to increase from 100. Duh. But what Pearl was trying to tell them is, even though you have more people watch, it's not about whether or not more people are watching. It's about whether or not enough of those people start watching in order to cross the metric needed in order to pay them more money. Well, you can't force people to watch. You can show it to more people, 3 million, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million. But if the percentage of those people is not high enough to watch in order for them to be able to make more money, then guess what? It doesn't matter that you keep trying to do all of this stuff on the margins. But the guy kept talking about the stuff on the margins. He didn't talk about the primary piece of the puzzle, which was what? The game is not good enough for people to want to watch. It's not exciting enough for people to want to watch. It would be if they lowered the rim and started dunking. I got an actual video that I'm going to be doing on that talks about that with Corey Holcomb and Fawcett Media. Shout out to them. But this is the problem. The problem is it doesn't matter that reality is reality. When a female like Pearl Davis or this female here says that this game is not good enough, or says that I don't want to be in a female-led industry because females are catty in this whole nine, females' feelings, their feelings get hurt, and then they start just rambling like the one lady did on that video with Pearl. She just was going in about how awesome they are and how people feel, and everything was an emotional argument. And I'm sitting there like, it still doesn't matter. They don't make enough money even with more people watching. With Caitlyn and Angel, it doesn't matter. They lost 40 million now. They lost 10 before. Now they lost 40 million. So when a female like this says that female-led industry is the worst industry in which she's ever been, you can't get mad at her, modern females, because you are what you are. Grab yourself some merch on the way out in order to support the channel. And of course, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks, good man fam.